This week, I had a major find at my LCS, so grab a coffee or a beverage and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Silverstruck here. Welcome to the Silverstruck channel. Well, I've got my coffee and my tea, the Silver Stacker mug, ready to go. So I'm highly caffeinated and ready to share these awesome silver bars I was able to find. Now, there are two local coin shops that I visit here on the New Hampshire Seacoast. And one of them is kind of my go-to, and that's Seacoast Coin and Jewelry. They always hook me up with vintage silver, and I was able to pick up this silver bar collection album. This is somebody else's collection, so it's pretty interesting. At first, I was going to cherry pick the bars because there's duplicates in there, but I decided not to. So here's a little clip of inside Seacoast Coin and Jewelry. We can see the silver bar collection book as I flip through it and share a quick peek of all those bars. They have a lot of gold, silver, platinum, numismatic coins at this store. It's a great LCS. So if you're in the New Hampshire Seacoast area, I recommend dropping by and saying hi to the awesome folks over at Seacoast Coin. So here we go. It's time to take a closer look at these 48 vintage art bars. So I'm going to open up the Silver Bar Collection book here. Before I get too far along in this video, I'd like to address a question that I get quite often through email or here in the comment sections of the YouTube videos that I post, and that is about pricing. What do I pay for these vintage art bars, and what should you pay for the vintage art bars? There's no right answer to that, so I'll just share with you my methods and what I do real briefly here. And what I like to do is I like to find my vintage art bars out in the wild, whether it's at a local coin shop or a coin show, and I pay cash, oftentimes with no name on the receipt, totally untraceable, and I tend to be a little bit of a frugal shopper, so that's usually how I do it. And then I'll trade with all of you for bars that I need, and I like that a lot comparatively to acquiring more bars. So, those of you that go out and go to auction sites like eBay and other sites you might find and pay the premiums for these art bars, I don't blame you one bit. That's not the wrong way to do it. Matter of fact, I understand it because you may not have a local coin shop available, or you just want the gratification of paying the premium and acquiring that bar immediately versus taking years to go out there and hope that you find the bars. Because quite honestly, I've been doing this for quite a while, hunting for silver, and there are certain bars out there that I've never seen. So I get it. So no wrong way to do it, whether you go and pay a premium on an auction house site or whether you try to find these in the wild. Now, one rare thing that I'm going to share with all of you is an actual receipt. I almost never do that. So here we have the receipt from the coin shop. You can see Seacoast Coin, the date, Valentine's Day. So this album was presented to me earlier in the week, and then I asked them to hold on to it so I could buy it, and yesterday was the day. But don't worry, the girls of the household here were taken care of. Flowers, chocolates, all that kind of good stuff. So for me, my Valentine's Day gift was 50 ounces of silver. 2 ounces aren't shown here. I'm going to save those for a guardhouse box video. They're really cool. So hang on, and I'll get to that video in the future. But what did I pay? I paid $1,815 for 50 bars. I paid cash. No name on the receipt. And that's that. So basically, that's $36.30 per bar, or $4 over spot. I know some of you have emailed me and said that you pay $2 over spot, or maybe even less. I had one gentleman email me about 50 cents over spot, and that's just fantastic. So, for $36.30, I'm happy with this, especially because I got to acquire somebody else's collection in one fell swoop. Many of these bars are bars that I needed. One's actually a rare bar, so I feel very good at $36.30 for acquiring this entire set. Now, for the large amount of duplicates and triplicates I may have in this album, that's for trading. So It's a win-win-win. Now, this album, this one you can also find on auction houses such as eBay. There's a couple examples on eBay right now. This one's a little bit of a worn album. Totally fine. Gives us some character. Let me share with all of you how to use this album if you do come across one. It's pretty interesting. So what I'm going to do is get my fingers in here to one of the sleeves. So on each page, they come out with a plastic sleeve with 3 bars here. And you can access the bars through there. So I feel this album is superior to, say, the Whitman. I love the Whitman album, but the bars slide around all over the place in it. And here, the bars can't slide around at all. So I really, really dig this this particular book. It was not on my radar. I'd never seen one before. And the examples on eBay are actually cheaper than the Whitman book. I found that kind of interesting. Now, I can't spend too much time per bar, so I'm just going to try to fly through these so the video is not too horribly long. The first page is the most exciting page for me because it has a lot of the Justice Mint bars I've been after. We're going to start here with a classic 1973 Halloween bar. This is one you'll see all over YouTube. Not incredibly rare, but this one is in super mint condition, so check that out. Really, really nice. And we have a motorcycles bar. Then we have the Watergate Bug. That's part of a series. You'll find that on many channels. And here we have some Justice Mint. We have the Collie, Wild Turkey. This one's another bird, which I can't read. I can't remember which bird that is. I think the Bobolite or something like that. This one is not Justice Mint. This is actually one of those stacker classics. Anybody who's into vintage bars, this is one of those bars that you'll find just about in everybody's collection. It's a really nice bar, serialized. Graf Zeppelin, a little bit lesser seen. It's a high relief bar. And this one here is one of the later Patrick Mint bars. This is the only Great Lakes Mint bar in this particular individual's collection. And again, in wonderful condition. Las Vegas bar. And the last of the Justice Mint bars here, the German Shepherd. So this gave me the opportunity here to acquire Justice Mint bars that I never find. The only one that I have in my collection is that that Beagle bar I show quite a bit, which is an error bar. I got that in trade. So, a very brief look at the reverses here. You can see the Justice Mint reverses with serial numbers. Patrick Mint, Motherlode Mint, Great Lakes Mint. A lot of these are Madison Mint, so or USSC, and that's what's going to start us off on page 2 here. 1973 Women's Lib. I already have that bar, but I think this one's in better shape. As we go through Stagecoach, the General, the High Wheeler. That's an interesting bar. I learned a lot about that on CSAN's channel recently. I already have this one. I already have a number of these, actually. Another Patrick Mint. And then Presidential Series. We check out the reverse here. Flip the page again. Have a brief look at the reverses. And let me share with you. It's one of the Madison Mint logos right there. You can see the USSC. And that's a High Wheeler. And you can see Madison Mint, the orientation is upside down, or opposite of the normal, if you will. So this is a variant bar, which again I learned on Coin Sense and Nonsense's channel. I also learned a lot from World Money Wins too. He's into these vintage bars. So now we're in page 3, which is actually the last of the landscape variety pages. One really cool thing about this album is it comes with landscape variety pages and portrait variety pages. And this bar is pretty relevant to the pickup. That's the day that I picked up this entire album. Only it wasn't 1974. It's 2025. You can see Easter. New Orleans bar. I already have one of those. I already have the San Diego Zoo. This one's a really cool bar. One of the coolest in here, I think. That's the 200th anniversary of the Canadian Mounted Police. This is a USSC bar, Israel. Another classic, One of the two bars you find in almost anybody's collection is this Philadelphia bar and the Eagle bar I shared on page 1. And then here we have a Pony Express bar. I already have an example of that. So we'll flip to the last page, and the cool part is, look, we have a whole bunch of portrait variety bars here. So let's check out some of the reverses here. You can see some Madison Mint, Motherlode, some USSC, but let me draw your attention to this bar. Canadian Mounted Police 200th, wow, I'm slurring here for some reason. Canadian Mounted Police 200th Anniversary. There we go. I belted out the words that we need. Really cool. All right, so page 1 and page 4 are my favorite. So page 4, we have the most rare of the bars on here, the only real rare bar, and then we have a little subset collection, which is really cool from Madison Mint. So let's have a look at the top row. We have a serialized bar here for building. The Eiffel Tower, which I think I have, but that one's, again, in wonderful condition. And the rarest bar in here is this 1975 California bar. That is the 1975 Los Angeles, California ANA Convention bar. Really, really neat. That's a tough one to find. This one's another neat one, Imperial Russian seal bar. Interesting. And then we have the complete chess set bar from Madison Mint. So we have the pawns, the rook, the bishop, the king, the queen, and the knight. From my research, I think that's all of them for the chess set bar collection. So really, really neat that there was a subset collection actually inside the total collection. So whoever had this book has wonderful tastes in bars, in my opinion. You can see a lot of Madison Mint, United States Silver Corporation. And here's the reverse of the ANA bar. Very rare. This one's serialized, number 1721. And then that set of Madison Mint. So, there you have it, my friends. What a wonderful collection to pick up. I wasn't looking to pick up 50 ounces of silver in one fell swoop. That's just what happened. You got to strike while the iron's hot. To be honest, it's been very dry at both the local coin shops that I go to. Really not a lot in vintage silver, so it was refreshing to have something to pick up. I prefer to pick up about 3 ounces of silver. To me, on a pickup is my sweet spot. It's about $100. Walk out with 3 vintage bars if you can, and that's what I like to do. Just slow and steady, collecting and stacking. Only a few ounces at a time, but hey, 50 ounces collection along with weight. So I'll do that every once in a while. You'll have to let me know in the comments section what was your favorite bar out of these 48. I love hearing from all of you. And as always, thank you so much for watching.